faces in the house this morning. Happy Father's Day, if that resonates with you. Happy Father's Day, that day of love and givingness and service that's just amplified today. I'm so happy that you're here. Genesis is a community that is dedicated to love, inspiring harmony, and creating connections to empower spiritual growth. We'd love that you're here to share in that with us. Thanks for being here. My name is Karen Williams, and I'm a practitioner here at Genesis Center for Spiritual Living. And I'm delighted to welcome you and to lead us all through the flow of service. Welcome, welcome. Our online host, for those of you who are watching via Facebook or YouTube, our online host today is Cal. So if this is your first time watching online, would you please put in the chat a greeting, let Cal know that you're here and how you found us. We're delighted that you're here. And for those of you who are family and are at home today, thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. We love that you're here and look forward to the opportunity to see your face. We read together our mission and vision statements, so they'll be here if you will join me in reading these. Our mission: we are building a vibrant community, cultivating a garden of spiritual growth, honoring vulnerability, creating a safe place of comfort and peace, where all are welcome and accepted. Our vision: Genesis is a bright beacon with an unshakable heart of love, accepting all. Is a home for the soul where we each creatively express our spiritual brilliance. We have a few announcements this morning I'm going to run through briefly. This Monday, the 17th, is our Healers and Hunters Men group from 7 to 8:30 p.m. This is via Zoom. Our hosts are Dave Penick, who is our speaker today, and Jim Monson. I'm sorry, I'm looking for it on the thing. Jim Monson, who is in the back today. Happy to see you here today, Jim. This is a group, it's a men's group, and it's a place where men get together, connect with each other, and share what is going on in their lives. So you can speak with them about that and how to connect, or you can email Dave Penick 01@gmail.com. In classes, in our education, we're so delighted that we are on track with education and offering classes again at a regular pace. So this summer, we have a class that is backed by popular demand and is facilitated by our practitioner, Cynthia Zink. It's a 5-week class called Mental Equivalence, and it's starting Wednesday, July 10th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. This class is a leap into a state of true potential by activating the powerful law of mental equivalence. If you're not familiar with mental equivalence, for every formed thing in the universe, there's a corresponding mental image. So discover how to measure and expand thinking to create a larger mental image so your greatest desires may be demonstrated. If you have more questions, Cynthia Zink is here today. You can pick her brain about what the class is going to be like. You can register online at genesiscsl.org/education, or we have here at the welcome table. The cost is $170 prior to July 1st for that discount and $200 after that. Thanks, Cynthia. We have also at our table here a spiritual social justice sign-up. If you are online and you're interested in getting involved with our service project, which is building tiny homes, you can definitely just send an email to that info@genesiscsl.org, and that will get to the right person to connect you to how you can get together with us to do that. We're really excited about that. Rose Palmer, she's a practitioner from CSL Seattle. She's inviting all of Genesis to walk in the Seattle Pride Parade on June 30th. This is, the location will be sent out. If you sign up, you can let Gideon know, or you can let Practitioner Rose Palmer, no, she's at rmpalmer62@gmail.com for more information. They're celebrating this one opportunity to demonstrate support for the LGBTQIA plus, all the things. I butchered that. LGBTQIA plus. All the colors. I can see the flag in my brain, all the colors. So please come out and take a walk with us. Yeah. Christy Randolph is hosting a weekly mindful eating group on Monday nights via Zoom from 8:30 to 9, so it's a real quick drop-in. You can email her at randolph.christykcase@gmail.com to be added to that Zoom link. We do a book study after service from 12 to 1. It's a drop-in book study, and we are doing this thing called You, which is a delightful, lovely, heart-expanding, it's a beautiful, beautiful book. You don't have to be on point and reading all the chapters. Just drop in, have a discussion, hear Ernest Holmes at his most flowery and lovely. It's a delightful book. If you can't drop in, the book is available anywhere. It's really delightful. We will not be doing that today.
Correct.
Correct. The answer is correct. We also have flyers. Last week we had Sheila Kay as our musician, and she talked about a special project that she's doing. So her flyer is on the table over here if you're interested in supporting her in her special project. And lastly, oh my gosh, I'm a practitioner. You've heard me say that. ChristineEss, who's our musician, is a practitioner. Cynthia Zink, who is doing a class, practitioner. Diane's here. Dave is a practitioner. He's going to be giving our message today. And Randy is a practitioner. He is going to be leading us through the centering process of our service. To be a practitioner is a process. It's a process that we support here through our education. And so through those classes, Diane Dyer, I didn't mention, is here as well. Hi, Diane, so good to see you. Practitioner, emeritus, as a matter of fact. If you're interested in that, you can ask her. We have a process for becoming, and it involves that education process. So ChristineEss Young, who is our lead practitioner, and she's the one who facilitates our meetings and our education process. She's hosting a Q&A if you're interested in being a practitioner. That's going to take place on June 30th. We'll have a designated table during our fellowship time, which is after service, to give some information and answer any questions that you might have pre-June 30th. So if you're interested in becoming a spiritual practitioner and wondering what that path looks like, this is your opportunity. Awesome. First-time guests, we have a full house here today. Is anyone visiting Genesis for the first time, and you'd just be willing to raise your hand or introduce yourself? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Would you like to introduce yourself? Not an obligation.
Hi, my name is Nancy.
We have Nancy in the back.
Yeah, Nancy in the back.
If you turn your head, you'll see her. Awesome. Yeah. Welcome. We welcome all of our visitors to Genesis. I hope that you'll find Genesis to be a welcoming space that you can return to. Cal, do we have anybody online for the first time? Okay, no, we're moving on. This is the opportunity then to get to know our first-time guests. So if you would just go ahead and get up, mill around, and greet your neighbor. We love the opportunity to meet and greet. We love the opportunity to shake hands, to hug, to squeeze, to just love on each other. All right, now that we're all back in our seats, I want to take a minute to thank our volunteers, those who show up on Sunday and make all of this happen so that when you walk in, you can feel comfortable and that you have a place that you can feel good about. I'm going to start with our setup crew, who is Reverend Rose and Eric and Mike and Gideon and Soren and Cal. These are the people who get up early and set this all up for us. So our greeter this morning, that person at the door to say hi, was Reverend Rose. On our projector and our video is Mike and Eric. They're in the back, if you're not familiar with them. Gideon is doing our offering collection. Soren is our sound tech in the back as well. Cal, again, is our online host. He's back there also. I know it's a gathering of the men back there. Our musical guest today is our own ChristineEss. And our practitioner today is Randy Singer. I'm to say, we're so grateful for the volunteers that show up every day on Sunday. Not every day, but every Sunday. We could not pull this all together without you. We currently have openings for setup. We have coffee and refreshments here and over here, and then we welcome anybody who's available at the end of service to help with the tear down, pick up a chair and put it away, or help clean up in any way that's available to you. While you can show up anytime, if you sign up ahead of time, we can make sure everyone doesn't volunteer for the same week kind of organization thing. So we have a sign-up sheet, I think, over here at the volunteer desk if you're interested in committing to something like that. Okay, great. I want to mention that on your seat you have a pen and a prayer card and an offering envelope. You also might have noticed you have this little card that says "You Matter." This is something that Cynthia Zink felt inspired to include this morning. We're talking about service. She wanted to accentuate that we each have an opportunity to serve. That was a way for her to serve this morning, and that you can take this card, you can keep it for yourself, you can put it on your altar, you can give it away. However you want to move that energy around, that you matter, this is a great opportunity. So I want to welcome our service practitioner this morning, Randy Singer. I want you also to know that after service, you can meet with Randy just over here in a little kind of alcove, private space for him for prayer. Prayer for celebrations, prayer for grief, prayers for challenges, prayers for joy. Whatever kind of prayer, whatever it is that you want to transform or accentuate in your life, Randy is here for that. And we'll learn more about our practitioners later on in the service. So please, we'll begin our centering. We'll welcome Randy, but we'll begin our centering with a song by ChristineEss.
I breathe and turn within. I breathe and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's presence. I breathe
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Practitioner Randy Singer, and I will today be reading from Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, and it was on page 379 if you're following along at home. Okay, this is a meditation, but it also works as a reading, so. Today shall contain joy and happiness, shall be filled with peace, and through it all there will be running the silent power of spiritual force that will harmoniously and happily, which harmoniously and happily governs our thoughts and decisions and acceptances, so that everything will be done without effort. So we lay all weariness aside and accept the life-giving, invigorating, dynamic power of the Spirit, knowing that it vitalizes every organ of our body. It flows with strength and purpose through everything we do, even as it leads us gently down the pathway of life. Today is the day that God made us, and we are glad in it. And when the evening time comes, the cool shadows of peace shall fall across our pathway, and the quiet of the night shall enter into our souls. The beatitudes of the Spirit shall flow through us as a river of life. We shall sleep in peace and wake in joy and live in a consciousness of good. For God is over all, in all, and through all. So I'll just take this moment to go into prayer, knowing that God is here right now and always has been, and we just wake up to it, we turn our heads, we remember that we are at choice, that we choose how we feel, we shift our thoughts, we shift our actions, we reach out, we step back, we stand up, we lay down, and it is perfect in each moment, knowing that we are always whole, we are always complete, and we are expanding and creating that perfect life every day, each moment, and it is good. And knowing that we are all blessed, and Genesis is that highest expression, and today we come together to celebrate Father's Day, life, perfection, and goodness, and it is good. And I say thank you, God, and so it is. And more goodness from ChristineEss Young.
Listen as your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted, don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Herald what your mother said, read the books your father read. Try to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you, others take a different view. My, oh my, hey, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All spinning, you can't stop it if you try to. This time it's danger staring you in the face. Oh, yeah. Remember, listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release those fears. My, oh my. Hey, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Got to be bold, got to be bad, got to be wise. Nobody ever said, got to be hard, but not too hard. All I know is love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. All I know, love will save the day.
Wow. Thank you so much, ChristineEss. I am so honored. I am so honored. Thank you so much. That was the perfect song, I got to say. Thank you so much. We collaborated together a little bit, and she was like, what song do you want? And she started singing that one. I was like, all those words. You got to be bad, you got to be bold, you got to be stronger, you got to keep it together. Yeah, that's right. I was like, that's all what it is. It was the spirit in action. I was like, oh, that's perfect for me. So happy Father's Day, everyone. And thank you all so much for coming out. I am so honored to be up here and do a talk today. It has been 2 years? 2 years since I did a talk last. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I think I need more practice. I think I really need more practice because I was a wreck doing this, I'm telling you. I'm just like, wow, you know. But I got to say this. I wanted to make one other announcement today. And I think some of you all know it, but some of you, are new here, is that I have applied for ministerial school. So hopefully this will be more of a thing. Hopefully I'll be getting more of a stage presence, and hopefully I'll be giving more of a chance to do these talks. We know that Spirit has got this. I know that Spirit is in action here right now, and so that's all I can really say about that. And so it is, right? And so it is. So today's talk, so it's being Father's Day, I wanted to share a little story. And I wanted to share a little story about my dad. My dad, he was an all right guy. He was all right, he was a good guy. But I got to say this, my dad, he was a nerd. And I'm not trying to be all judgmental on that, because you ever seen those like pocket protectors that people wear back in the days? Those pocket protectors, right? He wore the pocket protectors, he had the funky hair, he had the glasses. I mean, he was a nerd, right? Okay, and that was fine. I love my father to death. And Dave back in the day, well, Dave was, and I think you know the word that I'm going for, so I'm just going to, you say it, Dave is. Thank you very much. I love having a stacked audience on my talk here today. Dave is cool, right? Or at least Dave wanted to be cool. Because, the cool guys got the girls, the cool guys, we got to go to the parties, the cool guys got to hang out with the other cool guys. I wanted to be cool. And the thing of it is that the cool guy didn't necessarily want to hang out with his dad, the nerd dad. But I remember this. I remember I was driving to a computer store with my dad. And you see, the thing is with my dad is that we didn't necessarily hang out and we didn't do all those activities together, as I mentioned before. We didn't go hunting, we didn't go fishing, we didn't, throw a football around. We didn't do activities together. Me and my dad, we went to a computer store. And I mentioned this story even though I don't have a lot of context, because I remember this is what my dad said when we went to a computer store this day. And this was back in the day, I think, when like the Apple IIe was like, the popular computer, those little things called floppy disks. So that just gives you kind of a context of when this story happened. And we went to the computer store, and my dad looks over at me. Try not to get emotional about this, but my dad looks over at me, and he says that he was sorry that this was the best that he could do. Sorry that it was the best that he could do to take me to a computer store, that he didn't do all those other fun activities and those fun things, And the thing of it is that my dad, he was real at that moment. And he opened up to me. And when he shared his experience and he shared who he was, even though he didn't think that he was the best dad, and even though he didn't believe that he was a great father, to me, at that moment, my dad was the best dad ever. And it didn't matter that I was wanting to be cool or that my dad was a nerd. And so I just wanted to say this. I wanted to start this message with this. That Dad, if you're out there and you're watching, thank you for everything. I love you, and happy Father's Day. So, a little bit about my background here, since not everyone knows my background here. I've told this story, a lot of times we tell the story about how we come into CSL and how we come to these things, and I wanted to start today's talk kind of giving context a little bit about my background, because the talk title is Being Bold and Believing Yourself. So I started CSL, I remember, what was it, like 2007? It's been a long time, but I started it back in 2007. And I remember the first time that I walked into a CSL, I looked around the place, and I'm thinking to myself, where's the cross? Where's the Bibles? Where's Jesus? And I remember during the message, I whispered over to my wife, and I'm like, honey, are you sure this isn't a cult? Because the thing is that I was raised a Lutheran church. And the two things that I remember about being raised in a Lutheran church were this. If I didn't believe in God the way the church wanted me to believe in God or accept Jesus the way the church wanted me to accept Jesus, then I was going to hell. And I remember that God existed somewhere outside of me. And those were the two messages. And so when I came into CSL, and I learned about CSL teachings, I was like, CSL teachings were just a little bit different. And I'm going to go more into that later. And I'll talk more about that later. But I first wanted to talk a little bit about my history and a little bit about me. See, previously, I told you all here that Dave was cool and that Dave wanted to be cool because that was me growing up. But the fact of the matter is that if you could really see me, if you could really see inside me, and you could really see what was going inside me, you might not think the same things. You see, because the Dave that wanted to be cool put that on as a mask. Because the Dave inside me was scared. The Dave inside me didn't believe in himself. The Dave inside me didn't have self-confidence. And that was rough. That was rough growing up. I mean, teenagers, we can be cruel and they can judge you and they can, and they can look at you and it gives us, some kind of a complex. And so for me, it was a very difficult experience because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be a part of something. I wanted to be myself, but you see, the real Dave that you didn't see, didn't think that he was worth a lot. The real me didn't want to be authentic. It didn't want to be real. I didn't want to be who I was because it was inside my head, because I thought that if who I was, and I thought that if I was myself to this world, then the world would just laugh at me. If it could really see inside me and it could see inside who I was as a person. Because the real Dave did not feel very cool. And so I remember when I came to CSL that there was two teachings which I previously mentioned before. There was the two teachings from the Lutheran Church, and so when I came to CSL, there was two different teachings. They were this: we are free to choose our thoughts, and those thoughts manifest in our lives. And the second one, the divine presence of Spirit is inside all of us. And I'm going to quote Ernest Holmes, because Ernest Holmes says it best. As our thought is opened and we behold the image of eternity within ourselves, we are changed by this image into a newness of life. Oh, you said it right. Amen. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. Because you see, when I came to CSL, it was the first time in my life that I started feeling connection. I started feeling purpose. I started feeling oneness. Look at this place. I've had friends for 17 years, a boss who just absolutely adores and supports me, all these friends, my family here today. Coming to this place has fundamentally changed my life, but the thing that really changed my life was just understanding and recognizing that there was a divine presence inside me, that it wasn't outside of myself, that it was inside me, and that I was a part of that. I was a part of this fabric of this whole universe and this whole world and this whole life. And it was totally exciting to me, because for the first time in my life, I didn't feel alone. I didn't feel worthless. I didn't feel miserable. I felt alive. And I'm just going to get a little bit giddy with you here, because I remember this. Here's the deal. I remember this. When I went into CSL the first time, and I went to Disneyland. I went to Disneyland with my family, okay? And I remember I was so excited with this oneness and so excited with spiritness, I was literally going around to other people, and I wasn't actually going around, but I was inside my head. And I was like, you got God in you. You got the Spirit in you. You got love in you. You got awesomeness in you. Yes, that is awesome. We are all one. Life is so grand, because I was so excited. I was so filled with this excitement of spirit and joy and oneness and awesomeness, and the presence of who I was. Because the whole idea of change your thinking and change your life was changing me. And it was changing me as a person. And that was wonderful. And so you're probably thinking to yourself, well, you're changing your life. You're awesome. You're here on stage. This is good. Spirit is life. All is good. We rock. All is well. Good. Talk done. Best sermon ever. Quick and done. We're out of here. All right? But no. There's more. Because here's the thing. And I kind of mentioned it, and I alluded to it before. You see, the thing of it is that even though I was changing my thoughts, even though I was changing my life, and even though things were better, and even though I thought that everything was really good, I still fundamentally had beliefs inside myself. And still do, and I still work on them, that I'm still not enough, that I still don't fit in. I still struggle with that to this very day. It is still a part of me. It's still a part of who I am. And it doesn't just magically change. Because here is the crux and the beginning and the start of what I wanted to talk about today's message, is this: that it is not done unto you as you think. Change your thinking is great. And it is absolutely fantastic. But here's something that I really think that CSL doesn't, or really should just change. We have this whole banner system, we have this advertisement that says change your thinking, change your life. But the thing is this, that is totally fine. But we talk about spiritual bypass. We talk about this where we just say positive things and then magically things change. But it doesn't necessarily change all those things in our life because it's fundamentally what we believe about ourselves. That is where the core of it is. And I really want the message to be changed, to change your believing, change your life. Because when we change our believing and change your life, that's where it begins. And that can be a struggle because that's where the hard work really begins, because that's where we really have to take a look at ourselves and we really have to look at what we think about ourselves and what we look about this world and the judgments that we have about those worlds. And we know that the judgments we have the worlds are what the reflection of who we are inside, and the beliefs that we hold inside. And so it is not change your thinking, change your life. It is change your believing, change your life. Because here's the deal. We can do that. We can say positive thoughts and everything on. We can go dance. Woohoo! Life's great. This is awesome. Oh, lost my little thing. Life's pretty good. Life's awesome. But we still have to fundamentally change what we believe. We have to fundamentally change what we believe about ourselves. We have to fundamentally change how it is that we believe who we are inside. And the first step of this is that we have to understand the truth of who we are. We have to understand the truth of our being, of who we are inside. And so, that's what we get to do today. We get to explore who we are inside. So how many of you, I just want to see a raise of hands, how many of you have ever seen the movie Dead Poets Society? Yep. A lot of you. Well, for those of you who haven't seen the movie, I'm going to do just a little brief recap. So the story goes is that there's this teacher, he's played by Mr. Keating. He's played by Robin Williams. He's a new teacher at an all-boys preparatory school. He uses unorthodox message to reach out to his students, thank you Wikipedia for this, who face the intense pressure of their parents and succeeding in this world. And how does he do this? By teaching them to be free thinkers. Woo, there's an interesting concept, free thinkers, right? To find their voice and express it out loud. One of my favorite quotes from this movie is this: boys, you must strive to find your own voice, because the longer you wait, the less likely you are to find it at all. Thoreau said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Don't be resigned to that. Break out. It's a wonderful movie. One of my favorite parts of the movie, and you probably are familiar with this, but I'm going to go over it again because this is the golden moment. This is the fun part of this movie, or at least that I like a part of this movie. See, there's this one movie in this scene in which Mr. Keating, he assigns a poem to the class. An original poem. He says, okay, I want you all to write an original poem in class, and then you have to present it in front of everyone. And just by show of hands, who all loves to get up in front of everyone and read their original stuff? That's right, none of us. You know, when I was writing this talk, I thought, ChristineEss might raise her hand on this one. I didn't really know about that one, and I was kind of being prepared, you know, because she always said, I love getting up in front of people. But yes, so there's this one guy, Todd, in this movie, and he's a particular introvert, and he doesn't want to get up, and he doesn't want to read his poem in front of the class. And I'm going to share that little script from the movie for you because I love it and it's golden. So the day comes and everyone comes to read their poems, write this, and everyone comes, and then finally Mr. Keating looks over, there's Todd, just like probably all of us, just sitting there just huddling down, not making eye contact with the teacher, doing everything we can, because we don't want to read our stuff, and we're just hoping that, maybe the clock will just, it will hit the dial and class will end and we won't have to do anything. But no, Mr. Keating looks over at Todd, says this, "Okay, Mr. Anderson, I see you sitting there in agony. Todd, step up. Let's put you out of your misery." And then Todd, "I didn't do it. I didn't write a poem. Mr. Anderson thinks that everything inside of him is worthless and embarrassing. Isn't that right, Todd? Isn't that your worst fear? Worthless and embarrassing." That hits home. Well, I think you're wrong. I think you have something inside of you that's worth a great deal. And he walks up to the blackboard and he writes this. And I love this. "I sound my barbaric yawp over the rooftops of the world." Walt Whitman. Now, for those of you who don't know what a yawp is a loud cry. Now, Todd, I would like to give you a demonstration of a barbaric yawp. Motions to him, come on, you can't yawp sitting down, come on. Let's get into yawping stance here. So Todd comes up, nervous. He's like, "Yawp." "No, not just a yawp, a barbaric yawp." "Yawp." "Come on, louder." "Yawp." "No, that's a mouse, come on, louder." "Yawp." "Oh, good God, boy, like a man." "Yawp!" There it is. You see? You have a barbarian in you after all. And so Todd thinks, "Oh, that's great." And he starts going back to his seat. He thinks, "Oh, the lesson's over. This is great. He's done." He says, No. You don't get away that easy." And he turns to the blackboard. He turns up, and he sees a picture of Walt Whitman. And he asks him this. "What does he remind you of?" Don't think, answer. Go on, Todd. A madman. "What kind of a madman?" Don't think about it. Just answer again. "A crazy madman." "No, you can do better than that. Free up your mind. Use your imagination. Say the first thing that pops to your head, even it's total gibberish. Go on. A sweaty-toothed madman." Good God, boy, there's a poet in you after all. Now close your eyes. Close your eyes and describe what you see. I close my eyes. Yes. And this image floats beside me. A sweaty-toothed madman. A sweaty-toothed madman with a stare that pounds my brain. Oh, that's excellent. Now give him action. Make him do something. His hands reach out and choke me. That's it. Wonderful. And all the time he's mumbling. What's he mumbling? He's mumbling truth. Truth is like a blanket that leaves your feet cold. And the students begin to laugh. His worst fear. Mr. Keating just stops. He says, "Don't worry about them. Don't think about them. Just concentrate. Tell me more. Forget them. Stay with the blanket. Tell me about the blanket." You push it. You stretch it. It'll never be enough. You'll kick it. You'll beat it. It'll never cover any of us. From the moment we enter crying to the moment we die, it will just cover your face as you wail and cry and scream. He looks around. He looks to the audience, and they start cheering. They start clapping. Because here's the thing. What Mr. Keeney did was he planted that seed. He planted that seed of belief. He planted that seed that when you are real and you be bold and you speak out into this world and you are yourself, then everyone cheers. Why? Because that's what Spirit wants. That's what Spirit wants for you. Spirit wants you to be bold. Spirit wants you to speak out. Spirit wants you to say your truth. Spirit wants you to be yourself into this world. It doesn't want you to sit around and be quiet and be shy. It's fine. If you're quiet and you're an introvert, that's totally fine. I was an introvert plenty of times. I sat in the back of the church for years and years before I wanted to even get up and speak. And even today, terrified to get up and say. Terrified to get up in front of all you friends and family. I'm still terrified. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how terrified I am. It doesn't matter how I feel inside. The fact of the matter is that by me being real, by us being real, by us speaking out, by us speaking our truth, being bold and being who we are out into this world, the Spirit says yes to that. Says yes to that. Amen? Yes. And that is what we must do. That is what we must do with ourselves and with our lives. We must be bold. We must believe in ourselves and speak our truth out into this world because that is what Spirit wants for us. And so, my friends, that's what we get to do today. We get to do that today. And I don't mean just literally that today. I mean that we're all going to do that today. And so what I'd like for us today is what I would all like for us to sound our collective barbaric yelps from the Genesis stage right here and then shout it to the rooftops of the world, discovering the truth of who we are, the belief of who we are. Well, what are you doing? Get up. You can't yawp in sitting stance. There. All right. That's awesome. I wasn't expecting that. No. Keep standing up. Keep standing up. There's an activity here. You all got to be a part of this. That was great. Oh, you're fine. No, you're fine. Just do whatever you can. You can sound your barbaric yelp sitting down if that's fine. I don't mind that.
Be a slew of 4-letter words that I'll keep them to myself. Thank you.
Well, there you go. Well, Eric, you can deal with the YouTube on that. You can censor that out. Yeah, there we go. And there we go. So what I want us to do is this. I want you all to just think of a God word, a word that represents yourself or two-word phrase. And what we're going to do is the activity is going to be very simple. All I'm going to do is this, is I'm going to say the words I am, and then I'm going to point to you, and then you're going to say your word. That's it. Because here's the deal with Spirit. When we say I am, it's like a prayer. It's saying that it's added unto you, and it becomes a part of who you are. That becomes a part of your essence. That becomes a part of your being. Okay, so everyone, you have your word? All right. So 1, 2, 3. I am. You guys like shouted your yops now, and now you're like going soft on me here. I mean, come on. All right. I am. One more time. I am. It's good. All right, you can sit down. That was the exercise. How'd that feel? Feel good? Yeah. Feel good? Because that's the truth of who we are. That's our essence. That's our being. And it's different for every one of us. We're not all going to have the same words. We're not all going to shout the same things because the fact of the matter is that God and the representation of Spirit and representation of that idea of who we are is different to every one of us. And that's great because we are all individualized expressions of that one Spirit, of that one entity. Believe ourselves. believing in ourselves and being bold and shouting that out to the world. Because that's what Spirit wants us to do. That is us. That is Spirit in action. That's being bold. So I'm going to end today. I'm going to end today's message with a few quotes. Little fun Father's Day, some fun Father's Day quotes for you. It's the courage to raise a child that makes you a father. The best fathers have the softest, sweetest hearts. In other words, great dads are real marshmallows. Being a dad is 30% patience, 20% heart, and 50% making stuff up. Yep, that's very true. Yep. Reasoning with a 2-year-old is about as productive as changing seats on the Titanic. Men should always change diapers. It's a very rewarding experience. It's mentally cleansing. It's like washing dishes. But imagine if the dishes were your kids, so you really love the dishes. Jasmine, did you get into this and start writing part of my thing here? A man never stands tall as when he kneels to help a child. Fatherhood is the most courageous of all occupations. Father's Day is for every guy who holds nothing back, who gives his heart, soul, and energy to those he cares about, and still finds a way to love them more every single day. And finally, this. Dear fathers, remember all these things, and lastly, remember this. It only takes opening up and being yourself in one conversation to a computer store to make all the difference in the world. Thank you very much. God bless. Namaste. Sorry about that. Thank you. Once again, ChristineEss.
So I would like to invite everyone to take their yellow prayer cards that are sitting at your seat. This is an opportunity to put in a prayer request for you or someone you care about. We're going to collect these during the same time we do the rest of our offering, and then we're going to give them to our practitioners, and they're going to pray on them for the week. So whatever you'd like support in, whether it's a challenge or a celebration that you want to recognize and honor, I'm just going to give you a moment to just fill those out. And once you've completed those, go ahead and just hold on to them, and we'll collect them toward the end of the service. And now, when I was asking Dave, what songs would you like to accompany your message this morning? He says, well, that first one is for me. And then the second song, doesn't matter what you pick, but it has to be one you wrote. And I'm like, all right. So I'd like to dedicate this to Dave and his brilliant, beautiful self and our amazing practitioner team here at Genesis. Afraid of the spotlight, afraid to climb too high, afraid to fall too far, afraid to even try. Told to stick grounded, told to stay where you're secure. Afraid of what others think if you admit you long for more. You are a child of God, playing small does not serve the world. When you shine your light, you lead the way for others to come out and play. You are brilliant, your light is beautiful. You are a blessing to the world. Let be known the real you. Let be known all of you. Your hurts, your shame, your joys, your say, your heart, your wins, your kind of play. Give yourself wholly, holy. The source of so much pain is denying who we are, and denying just a part of us holds us back from going far. You are brilliant, the light is beautiful. You are a blessing to the world. You are brilliant, your light is beautiful. You are a blessing to me. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking, so others in your presence won't feel insecure as we cut the bonds of our own fear. We create a space for others to hear. You're brilliant, your light is beautiful. You are a blessing to the world. You are brilliant, your light is beautiful. You are a blessing to me. You are a blessing to me. You are brilliant, your light is beautiful. You are a blessing to the world. You are brilliant, your light is beautiful. You are a blessing to the heart of me. You are brilliant, your light is beautiful. Shine your light for the whole world to see. You are such a blessing to me. You are brilliant, your light is beautiful. You are a blessing to me.
So hi, I'm Reverend James, and today we're going to honor our practitioners. And we're going to start off, we have a number of practitioners who really are form a lot of the foundation of our spiritual center here. And I'm going to let ChristineEss explain what they've done to become practitioners. Oh, there you go.
You can go play with that while So before we introduce our practitioners and do a little honoring of them, I just wanted to share with you, if you don't know what a spiritual practitioner is, because that's a really unique phrase. If you're not part of the CSL community all the time, it's like, what is a spiritual practitioner? Well, if you take the word spiritual and practitioner is someone who regularly engages with spiritual practices. You practice doing those things. So practice can include various forms of study, meditation, prayer, circulation, and affirmation. A licensed spiritual practitioner is someone who has put in a measured amount of practice and built a solid foundation of mastery, and then made a commitment to their spiritual community to continue practicing regularly and be of service to the members and to the community at large. So practitioners at Genesis serve in several ways. So on Sunday mornings, they support the speaker with prayer before the service even starts. They bring everyone together and do a gratitude circle for all of those of us that are here to be in service for the service. So that presence, that foundation of awareness, remembering who we are and what we're here to do, starts before we even get started, so that our heads are in the right space to do the work we're here to do today. And then we have a licensed spiritual practitioner that anchors our service in that mind space. And often it's a practitioner that hosts the service, that helps to run the service. After the service, they're available to pray with people and offer prayer to our members as well. In addition to those ways they serve on Sunday mornings, they are also the ones that teach our classes and our workshops. And they're available for a personal practitioner session. And I don't know if everyone is familiar, but most of our practitioners, if you give them a call, you can arrange a time to meet with them for an hour-long session. And they're huge impact in your life to do these sessions, whether you're improving your day-to-day experience or supporting your success so that it can be sustained and happen with greater and greater ease, or if you're healing from a trauma. A session with a practitioner can help you heal from past experiences. They teach you tools to support yourself, and you receive intellectual, emotional, and spiritual support for your life. CSL practitioners are licensed to practice professionally and bound by a high code of ethics while providing a safe and confidential space for clients. And these sessions are available for a fee. Some practitioners that we have specialize in how they serve. So an example is our own Cynthia Zink. Cynthia Zink has a ministry that's specifically focused on supporting people through the process of grief. So at this moment in time, she has 3 different ways that she does that. She hosts a monthly group here at Genesis called Reclaiming Joy After Loss. She also has small groups at senior centers that she helps facilitate. And she also has studied the grief recovery method. And this is an opportunity for people to go through an 8-week process to learn about themselves and processing grief so that they can move through it in a productive and beautiful way with the support that really helps healing. So we have several different practitioners in our community here, and if you're interested in learning more about any specific ministry of our particular practitioners, you can go on the website and you can see their contact information. So if you want to set up a session with a practitioner, you can do that. Or if you just want to learn more about their ministry or how you can support that, that information is all on our website. So to become a spiritual practitioner, a licensed spiritual practitioner, these people have taken a foundational course in the science of mind, which is a 5 to 10 week long class. Then they've taken 2 more courses in the history of our movement, including the studyings of our founder, Ernest Holmes, and then 3 more classes in various spiritual practices. And each of these classes average about 8 weeks in length. After all those prerequisites, then they enter into advanced spiritual consciousness studies, which is a year-long course, 30 weeks. Learning about themselves and learning skills and tools to succeed in mental and emotional alignment with spiritual principle. And then there's 1 more year of study after that, developing professional practitioner skills. When all that is concluded, they take exams, they pass a panel of oral evaluation, they pass a background check, and they take vows. They continue their licensing by continuing their education and continuing their service, which is then evaluated every 2 years so that they can renew their license. So spiritual practitioners are in it, and they are people that are held to a high standard and show up in a really big way. So when you're contacting a spiritual practitioner, you're contacting someone that's not doing it on the sidelines. It's someone who's really made a commitment in their life to show up in this profound way. So it's a great way to receive support. If you've never had a full session with a spiritual practitioner, I highly recommend you avail yourself to that because it's such a powerful opportunity. So we wanted to take this morning an opportunity to honor our practitioners. So I'm going to hand it back over to Reverend James.
Thank you, ChristineEss. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to call up the practitioners one at a time to give them pins for their service. First, Dave. Dave gets the 5 years. Dave has been a practitioner for 5 years, and so He now has his 5-year plan. And yeah, that 5 years, you can see how amazingly lucky we are to have him. ChristineEss. ChristineEss Young has been a practitioner for 10 years. And so here's your pin, ChristineEss.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us. We are so blessed with your talent and your presence. Cynthia Zink. Cynthia Zink has been a practitioner with us for 12 years. And so we are so blessed to have her present greeting every day and teaching courses and all the wonderful things that we get to see.
Thank you.
Karen Williams. Here it is. Karen Williams has been a practitioner. She became a practitioner in Temecula, California, and has now been serving as a licensed practitioner for 19 years.
One this way, that way.
And Randy. Randy Singer is an original founding member of Genesis and has been a practitioner for 13 years. So thank you, Randy. And you can tell his presence has really been a blessing to this center and to all our consciousness.
Thank you.
There you go.
Cool.
And also serving our practitioner team is Reverend Rose, there's Reverend Rose. I knew I'd seen you. Reverend Rose became a licensed spiritual practitioner in Colorado and became a minister in, I think, 2013. So I'd like to just honor her in her service. So now what I'd like to do is for all of us to bless our practitioners. They bless us every day, and our practitioners get to be blessed. Oh, Diane, do you want to be blessed? You have been. You are a practitioner sort of in the background. Would you like to be blessed?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I think she's just visiting.
She's still a practitioner, isn't she?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, thank you, Jim. We do. Really, I want to bless everybody, but I think our blessing will end up blessing everybody. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the blessing we have our Sunday school kids do, where we're going to rub our blessing hands together and aim our blessing fingers at people and say, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ that you are. So rub our hands, wiggle our fingers. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ that you are. And so it is. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you for blessing. The thing I like about that blessing is it rebounds all around the world and blesses everybody who said it and everybody in the presence, as well as those practitioners who are lucky enough to be associated with us and who we're really gifted to have. And so I think now it's time for Randy to bless the offering.
Okay, so let's figure out where we're really at here. We've all done our yellow prayer cards? Okay, so Our center is supported by God, and we welcome you to be a part of God's support shows up. So if you're on Facebook, please visit our website at genesiscsl.org, or you can text your tithe to 206-800-7595. Let us take a moment to craft our financial gift. You can use your envelope or other ways. You can do it online as well. So now we will hold our prayer request and offering next to our heart as we say our offering blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am thankful. So now Gideon will collect the offerings and prayer cards. While we do that, please stand and sing, God is my source.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
All right, so I will now pray on this blessing collection, all these tithes, all these prayers, all this love, and all this intention, knowing that God just says yes. God is a yes machine. To when you are ready and you put it into the action, all it can do is say yes, and it shows up in action, in expression, in revelation, and in demonstration, and it is good. And so I know right here and right now that we are ready, and we allow, and it's already happening, it's already doing, and it's so awesome. I say thank you, God. Thank you for all that we put into this basket, knowing that it builds Genesis as a community and as an organization, and it is perfect, and so it is. Okay. So now, I want to thank everyone for showing up today. Please join us after service for food and fellowship. Our home group put out the food today, and so that's awesome. So enjoy, hang out, and wish everyone a week filled with joy, love, and true connection. So let's sing our closing song, I Release.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God.